with a former WWE star revealing a near-death experience and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Touching on her back injury, AEW star Britt Baker noted on casual conversations with the Wrestling Classic, "No, I'm not on the shelf, not to the point where I can't wrestle or anything, but we're definitely being proactive with the doctor. I'm getting an MRI, so I have to get a shot to be able to wrestle. We're getting a new MRI this week just to make sure everything's okay because our medical team, they never will let you work if it's not safe. I have to say that first and foremost, but I'm very stubborn and I want to wrestle as much as possible. If I'm not going to wrestle, I'm going to be at work." Speaking about renewing his deal with WWE, Logan Paul said this during his talk with ESPN. "I wouldn't have signed this contract if I didn't think that I was capable of getting a WWE belt. I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. I'd love to have it on my resume, and I'd love to show every kid around the world who watches WWE that you can achieve anything." With rumors regarding Logan Paul's pay in WWE, Ringside News noted that we saw a report floating around about Logan Paul's WWE paycheck and we asked about it. We were told, "Don't know what Logan Paul makes, but I bet he's not even in top 5 in WWE right now, and I don't think he's anywhere near 15 million. Despite him being under contract with AEW, Bandido said this about making the move to WWE in the future, telling SoCatch by How to, "At some point, I'd like to go to WWE. Not in this moment, but I hope later. I was in WWE. They invited me to the Performance Center. They give me a Camaro for all my week to drive. That was amazing. I made good amigos. Chris Hero, I saw him in the Performance Center, and now he's a really good friend. I love you, amigo. He's very nice." At the airport, pro wrestling legend Rick Steiner was confronted by a fan over his reported outburst towards a transgender pro wrestler at a convention. Here's the clip.
"No way, don't do that." Oh, okay.
How was your guys' weekend?
Yeah, but put the they would tell you.
Good. How are you? With all due respect, Mr. Steiner, do you care responding to the allegations made by Giselle Shaw?
Drew, straight to the elevator. Excuse me, sorry. Straight to the elevator.
I know. A lot of people will say, with you not commenting on it, they'll say silence is violence. Do you agree with that? Was there any truth to what she said?
Yes.
Any comments whatsoever, guys? Was there any truth to what Miss Giselle Shaw said?
Right here.
I'm sorry. Here, come on.
It's a big story. A lot of fans are curious, and you have a lot of faithful fans that.
Thank you, sir.
Any comment at all, Mr. Steiner?
You got the boarding pass in there now? You don't have it?
He has.
See you, buddy. See you. You got boarding passes and all that?
No, I gave the boarding pass to you guys.
Have a good day, bro.
Have you read what the stories are saying? Giselle Shaw says.
What you gonna do with Scott? We're going to.
Giselle Shaw says you bullied her for being a trans person.
Did you do what? Come on, look.
Was there any truth to that story, guys?
Thank you.
Good evening, man.
Talking about the WrestleMania match between Omos and Brock Lesnar, Booker T noted on his Hall of Fame podcast, to have someone like Brock Lesnar to help him grow, I thought that could have been a good thing, but obviously they've got other plans with Brock, doing the thing with Cody Rhodes. Maybe Brock and Cody look like they're gonna mix it up. Cody may have to go through Brock to go to the next level. I get it, but I did think that was a moment that we could have really made Omos the ultimate giant. Yeah, I think we missed the moment. Revealing issues with Raven's health that are being dealt with, Tommy Dreamer said this to PW Mania about him working in Impact Wrestling. The reason why I wouldn't give Raven the call is that Raven's health isn't the best. And I look at Raven and I'm like, did I do that? Did I cause someone that? I mean, the chair shot heard around the world. Did I cause Raven to have health issues later on in his life? Seriously, it's a big burden because, dude, I love everybody that I worked with. Pull the curtain back, I love Raven. We had a love-hate relationship back then. But then when I see him and I'm like, oh, did I do this? I think the same as if I was a professional boxer. I love documentaries. I can't watch current boxer documentaries because they're showing a boxer speaking when he's in his prime, and then they're showing a boxer speaking today. You're like, what the hell type of stuff is going on in their brain? You literally see that and I'm like, whoa, listen, it's happened. Some people were great, some people not so much. So that stuff really bothers me as a human being. So no, Raven won't get the call. Why would you want to do that? He's a pain in my ass to me. Come on, you followed my whole career since ECW. He'd be the last person I'd call. Raven cannot wrestle anymore. With reports of his deal with AEW being set to run out, it seems a champion has re-signed with the company, as it was said that Fightful Select has learned that ROH six-man tag team champion Brian Cage put pen to paper this week and signed a long-term multi-year deal to remain with All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor. Tony Khan told Fightful after ROH Supercard of Honor that he was hoping to keep Cage and the Embassy with the company for a long time. Fightful noted in recent months that Cage's deal was coming up. There were conflicting dates within the negotiations about how long Cage actually had committed on the deal, and he'd effectively became a free agent as of midnight after Supercard of Honor. We're told that several top talent had pushed for Cage to re-sign, but there were also top talent in WWE who were angling for him to end up there. We're told WWE had some interest in Cage, but he ended up liking the offer made by AEW. Cage worked with an agent throughout the process. AEW worked hard to get the deal done in the last couple of weeks, and it was agreed upon in principle by the time creative was started with Swerve Strickland. According to WRKD Wrestling, a match could be in the works for Summerslam, as it was written that, while Gunther has publicly stated during interviews that he'd like a match with Brock Lesnar, the idea has been floated backstage to potentially have them face off sometime this summer. Despite this report, Ringside News wrote that WWE has a lot of plans in the pipeline, especially for Brock Lesnar. A rumor is going around about his future opponent, but I've been able to confirm that Lesnar is not slated to face Gunther this summer. With rumors of a CM Punk return to AEW on the horizon, Dax Harwood said this on his FTR podcast about having another match with him. I will say, this is the reason I'm fantasy booking that CM Punk and FTR versus The Elite is because outside of Roman Reigns, and you please correct me if I'm wrong, outside of Roman Reigns, and maybe this is not including like Brock Lesnar or Logan Paul or whatever, but outside of Roman Reigns and maybe Cody Rhodes, the biggest name in professional wrestling right now is CM Punk, right? Definitely the biggest name in AEW. So if we want to take AEW to the next level, if we're here to work for AEW, if we're here to make professional wrestling better because of AEW, the way you do that is you take the biggest star that you have, and one of the biggest stars in the world, and you put them on the card, and you make money with them. Also, on top of saying that, I talk to Punk almost every day, and Punk misses wrestling. That's your headline, Punk misses wrestling, and Punk wants to come back. He wants to give back to the fans. He wants to get back to wrestling, so I'll leave it at that. Recalling his near-death experience following being cut from WWE, Summer Rae Del Sol, formerly known as Kalisto, told the Sessions after getting released from WWE, "I was like, I'm going to get back on the grind. I'm motivated. COVID just hit me out of nowhere. I waited 2 weeks because I didn't want to pay a damn hospital bill. That was my mistake, because I was starting to be delusional. My brain was fried. My wife was sick, but not as sick as me. My fever wouldn't go down. I was coughing up blood every day for 2 weeks. I guess I passed out a couple of times and hit my head. I was white. I didn't tell anybody, not even my parents. They were pissed off. I don't like showing my medical history to the world, and I don't want any sympathy. I'm a private person. I can take care of myself and do this. It scared the out of me. In the hospital, they were going to put me in a coma, but my wife said no, he's not going to come back. He's going to die. My heart stopped beating. They needed to revive me. My heart stopped and kicked back. It was like 3 times. I was in and out with that. I was super tired and just wanted to sleep. From what my wife was telling me, it was really bad. I ended up staying in the ER for 2.5 months. I was on close watch because my heart kept stopping. It was scary because I was alone. Only a few people knew. In my mind, I was already set for retirement. I don't think I have the lung power. I tried walking outside and I couldn't breathe. I had a light asthma, and this was like, oh man, I developed blood clots in my lung. My high blood pressure, I almost had diabetes on top of that. It was a life scare. Once I got out of the hospital, 3 weeks later, my phone rings. It's Tony Khan. We talked and he offered me a match with FTR. I'm excited. I'm not even thinking of being sick. I hung up, looked at my wife. What the hell did I just do? I went to the bathroom and started bawling. Can I do this? I'm going to roll the dice on this. Baby, you need to support me on this. She was kind of mad. No, your heart. You need to stop. This is a sign. No, this is a sign too. My first major injury back in 2011, I messed up my head really bad and had the same scenario. I had a drink and WWE called me for a tryout. Let's keep going. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.